Alright, what's up guys? Here's part 2 of the video. Should be a quick one. We're just going to slap the wheels together. Still don't have the frame yet. Still waiting on some of the rest of the parts. I'm going to do another video discussing all the rest of the parts as well. This video is just going to be me putting the wheels together, because when I have all this stuff to put the wheels together or do something I can't help myself, I have to do it immediately. So the wheel set, as I mentioned before, it's a Niner wheel set. The Trail MTB wheel set from Niner. Dude, this wheel set was $152 from Cambria. And it's not ridiculously heavy. They claimed like 1880 grams, which sounds kind of heavy compared to my Carbon Elite wheels and my Carbon E13 wheels, but for 30 mil inner diameter, inner width, they don't seem that heavy. I mean, the rims look pretty well made. They're 60-61. The hub is kind of like a mystery hub. It's just a standard 3-pole, nothing fancy at all. But I know people get real like dogmatic about hubs and a lot of kind of parts, but especially hubs. I've just never broken a hub in my entire life. I weigh like 190 pounds now, but I've just never had an issue with wearing out hubs. Maybe I just haven't kept hubs long enough to wear them out. The oldest wheels I have right now are my E13 carbon wheels I got for free with my Intense that I bought in 2019. But yeah, I've just never had a problem with hubs. So yeah, do I like a little bit higher engagement than this? Probably. This feels like, I haven't counted the points of engagement or anything, or like counted the clicks, so I'm not exactly sure, but it feels like 10 degrees maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's probably 10 degrees. It doesn't feel too bad though. I think the hub body, somebody said on MTBR, was either Cannondale or Formula. So yeah, just a super basic HG hub. But yeah, the rims, they look nice. I think it's a nice looking wheel set for 150 bucks. I just don't feel like I wanted to invest in like a nicer wheel set or like a mid-tier wheel set. It's like I'm either going to get these cheaper wheels, which were an insanely good deal. I think they'll hold up perfectly fine. Or I'm going to go like all in and get a dream wheel set one day with like either Onyx hubs or like a full bird carbon string spoke wheel set, or maybe i9 with the anodized spokes just for pure bling. Yeah, one of these days. But I just don't feel like I want to invest in a mid-tier wheel set when I could have such a super high value wheel set that came pre-taped and with valves I'm not going to use. Anyways, enough rambling about the wheel set. I mentioned in the last video it has these ugly red stickers on it that say "pedal damn it." I think that's pretty cheesy. I'm going to get rid of them, and let's start right now. Also going to change out these valves, so do that too while we're at it. There's some super basic valves. I actually switched the valves I'm going to use. I had some silver ones, I'll show you in a minute. And I just got in my oil slick valve caps that I think look pretty sweet. So yeah, these are some super basic valves. I'll keep them for like spares, but maybe I'll use the valve core on them, but probably never going to use them. Here's the valves I'm going to use. So they're the exact same valves I showed in the last video. I'll give you a little close up because they're actually pretty sweet. There's some silver Mano valves from AliExpress with the nice sealant holes and the hex for tightening. And then the valve caps are titanium oil slick Risk brand. I've gotten a ton of stuff from this Risk brand and it's all been fantastic. I know people are going to say I'm an idiot. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm an idiot, but I actually run a bunch of Risk titanium bolts and I run them on everything. They're awesome. I run them on my Codex frame. I run them on the cranks. I run them on the rotors. I run them on the levers. I'm still alive. It's actual titanium, guys. Just, you know, Saves a lot of money being direct to consumer with no advertising from China. But yeah, I think these look pretty sweet, and they're going to go real well with the build, and hopefully they go well with the frame color. The frame that I'm still waiting on. So I think they'll look sick. Anyways, back to this stupid sticker. Oh, it's coming off nicely. I don't know if you can see that. Should come off clean. I don't even think I'll need any rubbing alcohol on here. It's kind of nice. It shows all the specs of the wheel. 30 mil inner, 21 millimeter depth, 595 millimeter ERD. I don't even know what that is. 622 ERTO. Does that mean the circumference? It's a 29er. And on the other side, I don't mind these 9er decals. I'll keep these on because they're kind of cool. But yeah, definitely getting rid of the red. It just clashes with everything on the build. Super hyped to get started on this build. I'm just an addict when it comes to building bikes. I love building them as much as I love riding them. The whole process from start to finish, and like I'm even going to include all the videos of like tuning the bike and getting it dialed in, because that's a huge part of the process for me. It's not just building it and hoping it works out. I tune the brakes, I tune, bar roll, everything, stem height, cutting the stem. It's all going to be tuned and dialed in to perfection. Get this sticker off and this valve out. We'll put the new valves in, and like I said, these are already pre-taped, so it's basically just going to be putting the valves in, seating the tires, and then popping them up. Oh, I have the cassette here as well that I'm going to put on. Hopefully you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm using actually my bike stand as a camera stand, which works pretty well, but I don't know what I'm going to do once I'm actually have the bike in the stand and I'm working on the bike. So I'll have to figure that out as we go. I actually had a little camera mount with like flexible legs for when I was shooting a skateboarding video. A shitty skateboarding video that's on my YouTube channel. Check it out. It's pretty embarrassing, but I got rid of that camera stand for no good reason. Because I broke my thumb. I broke my toe, and I broke my left big toe and my right thumb. It's super crooked now within 2 years of skateboarding. So yeah, you can call me a pansy for quitting skateboarding. That's fair, but I feel like mountain biking is way more safe. I'm just way more experienced and comfortable on the bike. I don't really like get that hectic. Like I'll ride some black diamonds. I love tech. I love downhill tech. I just don't like hit massive, like insane features or insane drops or jumps or gap jumps. Just kind of take it easy, I guess. I can go kind of fast if I want to, but I'm definitely not a racer. And I'm definitely not pushing the limits of progression. I don't care. I ain't trying to impress anybody. Just trying to keep riding every single day that I can and not be injured like I got from skateboarding. I haven't really had too many major injuries on the bike. I have a titanium plate in my left wrist from attempting a huge gap jump when I was like a complete newbie. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like by myself, like hyped myself up to do this huge gap I had no business even thinking about trying. And just immediately pansied out, hit the brakes, lost all my speed that I needed to clear the jump, went in the middle of the ditch, went over my bars, and just landed all on my left wrist. And that was a hard lesson to me, like, don't do stupid shit you're not prepared to do. Alright, so let's put the valves in. Actually, I'm going to get a hex key, I think, so we can get these nice and tight. Yeah, in my opinion, these are some really nice looking silver silver valves that complement as much. I'm trying to get as much silver as I can on the build while staying within budget, which is not too hard to do actually. I've built enough bikes that I've found all like the cheapest ways to bling out your bike without resorting to really dumb stuff like colored cable housing, which I say that I actually put silver housing on my 1998 Specialized rock hopper and it looks kind of cool. Or like colored zip ties, or just like, that's like the pinnacle of corniness in my opinion. It does not look good. I'm gonna get a tool. Oh, also I'm thinking about doing a giveaway during this build real quick. I have some stuff I want to give away. And I think like once I start actually wrenching on the frame, the giveaway is going to be like something like whoever can accurately guess how many times I drop the Allen wrench gets entered into a drawing for one of these fabulous prizes that I have. I think one of the prizes might be a set of 1-up composite pedals I have. They're kind of beat up, but the pins are in good shape. I just don't really like the convex pedals. They're a little beat up on the side. Yeah, I mean, totally usable. The bearings are good. They have a ton of life left in them. I just never gelled with the convex flat pedals. So yeah, this will probably be one of the giveaway prizes. And also I'm thinking about doing a set of bars, which I'll get in a minute. These valves in here nice and tight. 4. Yeah, I have a horrible tendency to drop the Allen. Oops. 1. Who's counting? That's 1 drop. Happens all the time. Yeah, this is like the first or second pair of valves that I've seen that has had a hex key integration in it. It's just, it allows you to get the valves so nice and tight. It's just such a simple solution that baffles me why other companies don't do this. I took this random Chinese company to figure this out. You don't want to get it too tight, obviously. You can already see like the rubber's kind of getting squished in there. I think it's fine now. Not going to tighten it up too much more than that. It's probably good. Get the lock ring thingy aligned. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if you see me like scratch these wheels or scratch the frame on accident during this build, which I'm kind of already doing. It's just another reason why I use cheaper parts. See, I'm already digging into the rim. I can't be trusted to have expensive parts because I'm just going to do stupid shit like this. It's just a given. It's, yeah, look, I already scratched. Beautiful. First scratch. See, now the scratch through right here. Already broken in. Don't even care anymore. But let's be real, guys. It's a fucking mountain bike. It's going to get destroyed anyways, so yeah, just don't care that much. Don't want to lose these valves. I'm already about to lose these valves. So this wheel has the valve ready to go. Put the valve in the other one. Some tires on here. Hopefully this video isn't too ridiculously long. I made you sit here and watch me take the decals off. I'm trying not to waste too much of your time. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of like embarrassed to say, but like I think I dropped a wrench on the Kodak while I was building it. I think I accidentally dropped the seat post too fast and like scratched the Nord-Est frame while I was building it. It just seems like it's just a disease that I have. But once again, this is just another reason to use cheaper components, like high value components and high value frames. Because I don't give a fuck what happens to them. I don't give a fuck if there's baby head rocks flying into my steel frames as I'm going down the hill, which is bound to happen if you ride in Arkansas, because the trails here are all like hard packed, covered with like loose gravel. Like every single trail is like that. Which is part of the reason I overspec my tires with like, I have like downhill casing tires and downhill tread. I have the Cryptotel front on my Kodik, which is like a downcountry bike, but it's really just inspires confidence on those loose descents. This guy is nice and tight. About to scratch this rim. Try to be more careful this time, but I can't make any promises, and like I said, it doesn't really matter that much. This thing doesn't want to turn at all. Oh boy. Just loosen it up a bit. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, that rubber got decimated in there. So you don't care that much. I don't even want to show you that because it looks so bad, but I think it'll hold. I'm about to find out. Let's see the tires. I mentioned in the last video we're using Purgatory, Specialized Purgatory 29 by 2.6. I got them for like 20 bucks each. I usually spec a more aggressive tire front, like better rolling tire rear, but for these, I'm just going to use front and rear 2.6 Purgatories, grade T7, because I have them, and yeah. So the purpose of this bike is going to be like, I mean, I'll ride single track with it, and I'm imagining myself to ride more like endurance single track, easier single track trails, I guess, not like super gnarly black or blue trails even. I'm sure I'll ride blue trails, but more like a endurance-y cross-country type bike, I guess. All right, let's put these on. Minor. So drive side. Let's line this up so we get the tread right. Tread, drive side. Line up the logos. I guess the Specialized logo is just not even highlighted, it's just black. So I'm just going to line it up with the Purgatory, middle of the Purgatory grid. Just get this on here. Hopefully this seats up nice and easy. Love the smell of some fresh black chili in the evening. Trusty Pedro's. I want to say Pedro's never let me down, but Pedro actually has let me down. I broke 3 of them. What was I trying to seat on? It was something crazy, but I broke 3 Pedros. I think it was my wife's gravel bike. I got her a used Poseidon with some cheaper wheels. And I don't know what happened, but I broke 3 Pedro's levers in a row. It's crazy. This is always one. I might need to get some soapy water because this tire is really grippy. It's really just hugging the rim here. I don't want to embarrass myself because I've done this so many times. Of course, on camera, it's just going to be a struggle. That first speed. And of course I'm doing it right at the decal so I can rip the decal. I wouldn't do it any other way. Any other way would make too much sense. Now let's move the bead down so I don't have to mess with the decal. There's a decal here too. This is great. Oh boy. This could be one of those long struggles. Just kind of start in the middle, work it down, pull it towards you. This could turn into a tutorial video. I hope it does. And then at the end of the bead here, I'm just seating the first side first, obviously. Step numero uno, and just pull down, and then I'll bust out the levers here in a second to do the last little part. Yeah, this is good. I hope you guys can see this bead seating action. Can work out sometimes. All right, yeah. All right, I got the one side. Nice. But yeah, that action where you start away from you, you have the bead that you need to seat over here. Start away from you and just pull, squeeze and pull, and work your way around the tire. Pull it towards you as you get here. Just pull it towards you as hard as you can. And when you get back to here where you need to seat the bead, you grab the wheel, flip it around, pull it over, roll it over, and just roll it over as hard as you can. Engage those forearms. And then use your tire lever and get that last little bit. So, after you get the one side of the bead, you want to check your logo alignment. I don't think it's very good right now, so let's see if we can change it. As you can see, logos are misaligned. I'm going to try to get the center of the graphic at the valve. Let's see what we can do here. It's kind of like, dude, this tire is insanely grippy. I don't even know if I can move this thing. It's not wanting to scoot. Shouldn't go anywhere. Something more satisfying than watching someone that's not yourself just fucking struggle to put on a tire. Oh, I might just say fuck it. Getting lazy here, folks. But yeah, I think these wheels look pretty nice. I do think they look all right. I got it moved a little bit. Here's the problem with that. Now, it's asymmetrical, so it's not aligned on each side. So even if I have it like kind of centered on this side, it's still off center on this side. The drive side is all that matters, right? I don't know. Shit, the mosquitoes are coming out. I'm just gonna seat it here. So I'm gonna start at the valve on the other side for the second side of the bead. We're just gonna go around. We're gonna use that same technique that I used to seat the first side of the bead. You can do it either way. Like this way I can push away from me. It's easier to pull towards you, but I'm gonna probably end up spinning the tire around again and then pulling it towards me if I need to. And I always like to start at the valve and then do the last part of the bead away from the valve. I don't know. I think it just makes it easier to not be screwing with your levers around the valve. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna have a little struggle here in this last part of the bead right here. So spin the wheel around again. We're gonna do that same technique. Grab. So this is the side where both beads are seated, and we want to get down and get some slack down here. So pull together, squeeze and pull, squeeze and pull away from the center. Especially when you get here, pull down, pull towards you. Make sure you keep the beads in the rim as you go down. We'll do one more time for posterity and demonstration. Hopefully we've worked up it. Dude, that even like a couple millimeters of slack you're gaining by doing all this shit really makes all the difference, honestly. Hopefully I can prove that. No. Do that same technique where I'm folding, engage the forearms, roll that shit. Like the ease of seating your bead depends on it, because it does. Keep that pressure applied. Just keep it rolled as you go. And fuck, it's hard to demonstrate this while I'm doing it. Oh, I might have to do this off camera because it's so hard to show. But yeah, we have like one tiny little piece of bead left to seat, and obviously everyone knows that this is always the hardest fucking part. God, these rims are like, oh, there we go. Probably a terrible demonstration because you couldn't see anything I was just doing, but we got it on. So tire's all in like a wacky position now. But yeah, we should be good to go. Hopefully the tape job this came from the factory was adequate. We're about to find out. But yeah, see how bad the logos look. Yeah, the alignment is horrendous on the brake side. I'd say it's pretty decent on the drive side, but that's just kind of silly. Like, why would they print the logos in different locations on each side of the tire? Just to drive people like me insane, us lunatics. I'm going to take a break from seating tires and we're going to inflate this real quick. So, I guess this is going to turn into a tutorial, but I'm sure most of the people watching this probably know how to do this. If you've ever had to use a tube starter before. Take the valve core out. Don't get a bunch of debris on it. This is a Risk brand thingy, whatever it's called, sealant injector. You guys can't see what I'm doing. Can you see now? Much better. I like to put it at a little angle. Make sure the bead, the end of the valve cap is surrounded by the beads. You don't just spray seal it all over yourself. This guy in here, I'm just gonna do, I just do like 2 ounces just to start. A little hack to reduce weight on your cheap wheel set. Don't use a lot of sealant. I used to always put 4 ounces in every single wheel I ever did, and it's like, just kind of pointless sometimes. I'm just gonna do 2 ounces. 2 ounces of the, where the hell did I put the other part of it? The milk of magnesia. I am tripping right in. There it is. You can probably see it on the video. 2 ounces of that sweet, sweet milk. I want to put that all the way in there. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. I'll put it like this. Let gravity do some work there. Take that out. Oh, another thing is you want to clean this guy immediately, which I might even stop the video to do it. Otherwise it'll ruin your tool. Let's get the inflator ready. Get the Pedro. Shout out to my neighbor for giving me this for free when I moved in. Got this handy air shot. This thing is sweet. It always works every time. Close that sucker up. Get all the attachments going. And I assume you're supposed to do it without the valve core. I don't think it would work with the valve core in. So yeah, for the initial bead seating, use the air shot. I'll put this up to like 160. Yeah. What we got on the video time? 32 minutes. Shit. This is going to be an hour-long video. I'm going to 160 on this. I'm going to let it rip. Well, there's nothing better than the sound of those beads seating. You ready? Let it tantalize those eardrums. Okay, that was anticlimactic. Woo! There she goes. There she goes. I think that was it. I'll take this one to probably go all the way to 40, and then I'll let off. And then I'll put the valve core back in and go back to like 30. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're fully seated now. You kind of just know. You just get that feeling. The last bead is popped. I think we're good. So now I'll do it like this. This is the cool part about this thing. So let all the air out through this. I don't want to jinx it, but I don't see a single drop of sealant coming out, so looks like we got a good airtight seal. Put the valve core back in. Almost done with this guy besides the cassette. We will do the cassette after the other wheel. Like I said, I'll take this to like 30. Sometimes I do it to 40 and just leave it sit overnight to make sure it's not losing any pressure. I'm just going to do it to 30. more than enough. Oh, and I'm gonna give it the old Nate Hills spin as well. We'll give it the old Nate Hills. Just make sure that bead is fully seated. Fully seated. I mean, come on now. This wheel and tire, all told, cost me like, what, 75 plus like $100. Probably less than that. I think it looks good. Silver valve with the oil slick, and like I said, I'm not a big oil slick like fanboy. You gotta be careful with that oil slick, folks, because your build can look real shitty real quick if you overdo that oil slick. I'm not going to take my own best advice and clean this right away because I want to get this one done. This video is already way too long, so let's get this cranked up. Same tire. Hopefully it goes on like that one did. That one wasn't too bad. It wasn't easy peasy. Took a little grease, a little elbow grease, but definitely not the worst I've ever done, for sure. Furling the tire. Okay. Brake side, left side, get the tread. Guys, make sure you get the tread aligned before you start laboring, doing that manual labor, getting the tire on. This is the worst feeling in the world. You know I've done it, everyone's done it. When you see the tire, tread pattern wrong, don't do that. Don't do that, guys. Okay, this guy's holding good. That's a nice background wheel now. Okay, so yeah. Disc side, left side, that's good. And let's line up our logos. Again, let's get that one. So it's at the O. It's right at the O in purgatory. You can't see it, it's off camera. Let's see if we can get that one lined up about the same. And line it up. It's almost pointless to like try to line it up perfectly because it always ends up moving. I'm receiving it. I'm doing my best. Losing the bead over here. It's so annoying to get the first side of the bead out. Let's start over. I probably shouldn't have included all this in the video, but it's like, it's content, bro. Something to do, and I don't. Honestly, I wanted to include everything, every like aspect of the build, even though nobody's going to watch this, just for my own accord, you know? I thought it might be fun to do. I might have to use my sliding technique. Oh, this guy might actually seat without using the top secret techniques that I shared with you. Oh yeah, got one side on easy. Nice. And it's moved, of course, so it's not on the O anymore. Like I said, no matter how hard you try to keep it in place as you're seating the tire, or seating the first side of the bead, the fucker's gonna move on you, no matter what you do. So you're gonna just accept it and move on with your life. like fully misaligned here with the other one behind me, so I have to struggle for a minute to move this thing. Let's try a little more grease of the elbow variety. Apologize for all the cursing kids out there. Man, this one looks real bad. Like sweating profusely. It seemed like it was a nice night, but it's like 80 and humid in mid-October. Yeah, this is gonna be one of those situations where I just say, I'm gonna accept a lack of perfection. Nothing about this build is gonna be perfect, if you couldn't already guess that by my attitude and my part selection. So this build is gonna be just good enough for me. Hopefully good enough for you. It's time for secret tire moving technique. Squeeze and pull. Pull. Flip. And finish. And stretch. Stretch the bead around. Oh yeah, it's going. Almost done. My struggle is almost over. There she goes. Works 50% of the time, every time. And yeah, that is horribly misaligned. It could be worse. Make sure the valve in there somewhere. Let's find. I'm looking for a valve core remover. Put in some trash so we can find what we're looking for. And it's right in front of me. Guys, sometimes the things in life you're looking for are right in front of you. Sage wisdom to impart on y'all. Let's get the air shot, doohickey lift up again. Oh, I didn't put the sealant in. Sealant, it's a good idea. Probably should do that. Couldn't tell I'm like trying to finish. So I'm like getting myself in a rush, which I shouldn't do. Should take my sweet time. We got the tire milk all over the tire. That'll happen, guys. No big deal. It's all good. Oh my gosh, the mosquitoes are out. I might need to have a deep break for a second. Hold on one sec. I usually use this all natty stuff. Sometimes it doesn't cut it, you just gotta go straight to the poison and spray that toxic goodness all over yourself. Hold on a sec. Oh, fuck out of my mouth, bro. It's disgusting. Okay, probably shouldn't try to talk while I'm doing that. Let's finish this job up. As you can see, I'm getting weary here. Being a YouTuber is hard work. Oh my God, it's literally in my mouth, the beat. That's gotta be good for you. Yeah, we're taking this to a 160 again. I'll just do 160 because that's what works. You might as well just do it. Do it the right way. I think I might actually get to cut the video after this. After I seat this tire. So I can go clean out my sealant injector, because you really need to clean that if you want to keep using it. I want to cut the video and then we'll come back and do the cassette and be done with this war. Oh, there we go. There she is. Skeeters are out. I think we hit the bead fully seated, but I'm going to go to 40, like I mentioned before, 40 PSI just in case. Should be good. Who needs to go to the gym when you got arm reps on your pump? I mean, honestly, it feels like arm day in here. All right. Looking good. Looking good. We're gonna give it the, look at that. Look at that valve and valve core. Valve cap. I think it looks sick. It's the little things. It's really the little things on the builds, guys. Nate Hills. Shout out to Nate Hills. I think you invented this technique, but that's where I saw it utilized first. Yeah. Not a single drop of sealant leaking on this one either. So, all right, I'm gonna cut the video. We'll be back for the cassette.